Tell him about it. Matt, you gotta stay to the right side. Look. Matt, you can't let him come up on you and just punch like that. All right? You gotta move. Okay.
Here we can take a look at the knockdown. The big right hand is what sent McKinney off balance. A soft tap of the left finished the job that the right had started. Looking for the left, caught the right.
We talked about the 343 days off. McKinney looked rusty to you in the first round, Roy?
Not necessarily rusty, but the big body shots that Luisito Espinosa was throwing made Kennedy forget about his head. And he set him up for the body shots through a head shot.
So big round for Espinosa to start. Landing 36 of 80 punches. 35 of those 36. Power shots. Those numbers come from CompuBox. Another left hook. McKinney's going to have to get something going here or risk being flooded early by the power shots of Espinosa.
And right there, you saw how well Espinosa took Kennedy's right hand. It's because Espinosa's been a featherweight for a long time now.
Kennedy moving up in weight. Oh, and that right hand has frozen McKinney, and this is over. Over. A blistering right cross by Luisito Espinosa. And Kennedy McKinney was a sitting duck along the ropes. He took 2 or 3 more shots before Duncan got there to stop it.
You remember about 6 or 7 minutes ago, Jim, I said, you may be asking if he's too old 3 years from now or tonight.
And your answer?
It was tonight.
A sudden, stunning, second-round knockout of Kennedy McKinney by Luisito Espinosa. And Roy, what a textbook job of setting up power shots to the head with hard punches to the body.
Yeah, that's what he started out doing. He started out throwing the wing and body shots first to make Kennedy let him get close enough to land those big head shots.
You know, McKinney has always visualized fights and been very good at thinking about what might happen in a fight with an opponent. And he kept visualizing the left hand of Espinosa, and he was just wide open for the right.
It was the right hand that got him, no question.
Which is why you never go into a fight looking for one punch to beat you. Always go ready for anything.
And McKinney was so cut and dried in his fighter meeting with us yesterday. He had a very clear and categorical picture of what he thought was going to happen in the fight. It was very convincing the way he described it to us. But Larry makes exactly the right point, because as McKinney tried to protect against the left hook, Espinosa blasted him out of there with right hands. So now the speculation turns to Luisito Espinosa versus Prince Naseem Hamed.
Big fight, good fight.
Can't imagine that the Prince's people are going to be desperately anxious to go ahead and make the fight off what they saw here, but if they do, give them credit for bravery and mark the date on your calendar. And now let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Marty Denkin waves off the count of 10 following the knockdown and calls a halt to this bout at 47 seconds of round number 2. The winner and still WBC featherweight champion of the world, Luisito Espinosa.
So Espinosa, having moved here to the United States, now living in San Francisco, in search of bigger and better economic opportunity toward what would appear to be the end of his boxing career coming up in the near future. But a big performance tonight sets up some possible major paydays in the future for the 126-pounder. Final punch stat numbers from CompuBox. And you can see that Kennedy McKinney never really got started in the fight, landing only 9 of 61. Luisito Espinosa blowing him away. 50 of 105 punches landed. The overwhelming majority of them, in fact, almost all of them, power shots. He connected at a 48% rate. And when you do that with right crosses and left hooks, you're going to knock your man out. That's what would happen. Now let's go with Larry Merchant and our interpreter, Ramon de los Santos, as they talk to Espinoza.
All right, thank you very much, Jim. Congratulations, Luis, who is now kissing his bride, who is also his business manager and negotiates all of his contracts and did a very good job outside of the ring as you did inside of the ring tonight.
She did a good job.
Oh, thank you very much for and also to American President Kissinger. Thank you very much for promoting here.
You've thanked your promoter, you've done your job, but you did a better job for that 4 minutes during the fight. Did you feel that you were just stronger than him, and is that the reason you came out so aggressively?
Sa 4 minutong pinaglaban nyo, naramdaman bang mas malakas ka kaysa sa kanya?
Naramdaman ko dahil first round pa lang kasi sabi ko mas malakas ako dito, sabi ko.
I felt it, and it's right on the first punch. I knew right away I'm going to get this guy.
He was looking for your left hook, which has always seemed to have been your best punch. Was he just wide open for those right hands?
Inaabangan niya yung left hook mo. Hindi dumating yung left hook mo, puro right ang umabot.
Kasi pag ang target ko talaga, right hook talaga. Pero lepo ko pinaabangan ko.
I see. He picks with his left hook, but he is actually power punches the right hand.
What does he see in the future for himself?
Anong nakikita mo sa susunod na mga laban mo?
Sa tingin ko, magiging na-approve. Na-approve tayo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's going to improve some more in the next fight.
Does he think that he will get a fight with Prince Hamed?
Palagay ba makakalaban mo si Prince Hamed?
Tingin ko pag kailangan mag-aralan.
I think I have to study about that. I have to study him pretty good.
Thank you very much. Congratulations again, Luis.
Thank you very much to American President and to all the fans here in the States. Thank you to all the fans.
We'll see you again. Jim?
All right, thanks, Larry. Got to teach Luisito to thank HBO when he does that. So suppose we can make it. Prince Naseem Hamed against this guy, Luisito Espinoza. What do you think, Roy?
Woo, what a fight that would be.
You don't have to pay to get in.
No, I don't. I'm very grateful for that. I think the problem would be, can the Prince deal with somebody who's patient enough to not go for all his antics, for all the things that he do to throw people off? This guy has been around for a little while. This guy is not going to go for that stuff. He's going to be right there waiting to counter when he does catch the Prince off guard. So that would be a very interesting fight if the Prince is willing to take that chance.
Let's hope. It would be quite a war to see. All right, well, we'll have a final word on what... Oh, wait a minute. Larry's standing by with Kennedy McKinney. My fault. Larry?
Jim, thank you. Kennedy?
Yes.
Was he just too big and strong for you?
I think so. I think that was the key. He was a lot stronger than I anticipated. He was a lot stronger than I anticipated.
You generally visualize fights, and in visualizing this fight, you kept thinking of the left hook and how you were going to bait him into something so that you could land the right hand, but it was his right hand that did the damage.
No, to be honest with you, it was the left hook that did the damage. He had an exceptionally good left hook. I thought I had worked on trying to get away from that left hook, but I was wrong. I don't take anything away from the kid. He's just a tad bit bigger. I mean, this is my first fight at featherweight, and I lost. But, you know, I'll be back at 22. I'm just not a featherweight. I'm not a full-blown featherweight. And I can't take anything away from Luisito. He fought a good fight. He did what he had to do to win.
All right, let's take a look at the knockdowns and see what happened here in round one. Describe what you see. That was just a big looping right hand, it seemed, Kennedy.
Well, in my training on the tapes I watched him, he didn't throw a right hand at all. He threw a pretty decent left hook. And that was my thing, was to try to make sure don't hit him with the hook. Don't hit me with the hook. But hey, I just got kind of careless, and I underestimated his power in the previous fight. And I'm a junior featherweight. I'm not a fully blown featherweight. I take nothing away from Luisito. It was a good fight. But he's a featherweight, and I'm a junior featherweight.
Thank you very much. You're a senior with us.
Hey, listen, I'd like to thank and say hi to everybody in Memphis, Tennessee. And I'm sorry I didn't win this one, but you better believe my mom, my grandfather, everybody back home, my old coach Bevo, to the mayor, HBO, to everybody. I mean, I thank you all, but like I said, I'll be back. This is my very first loss as the knockout loss. And Jim, I will be back. Larry, I mean, not Jim, Larry, sorry.
All right, Kennedy, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jim?
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Kennedy. We'll have a final word on what happened in these two explosive bouts in just a moment. Let's look ahead to some upcoming